The financial infrastructure already is not built for us already. But you know, they will never give you that really foundation that they've been working themselves for generations and generations and generations and generations, hundreds of generations.
How does it feel to be a felon?
It sucks, man. It sucks. It really does. It really sucks, man. You better have, boy, cause look, if you a felon and you just trying to, ooh, boy, you better have you a plan B. Yeah.
Welcome everybody, welcome to Culture War. Very explosive interview here. Jesse interviewed Gunplay, very interesting, an ex-felon, but this guy, has this victim mentality, but Jesse, kind of schooled him on it, and he kind of came through in the end. But you see, very interesting interview. I don't want to do a spoilers. I want everybody to watch this video. You'll like it. I want you to react to the video at the end of the video. Drop your comment in the comment section. I'd like to react to it. And trust me, if you've not subscribed to the channel, you are missing out. Do well to subscribe right now and hit the notification bell to get more videos like this. So without further ado, let's dive in.
Welcome to the Father's Day. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. My guest today is a star on VH1's reality series, Love and Hip Hop Miami. I have with me rapper Don Logan, also known as Gunplay. Your representative you asked to come on my show.
Yeah, because this is a political platform that a lot of rappers don't, they don't know is there. It's a political voice it's a voice that we can speak, you know what I'm saying, to communities and the people and the youth.
I read that you started using and selling cocaine at the age of 16.
Since my dad wasn't around, the people that raised me were dope dealers.
So were you selling it to other black people?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, of
That's
course.
amazing.
White people too.
And then you didn't feel anything about selling it to black people?
Nah. I sell to white, but if you ask me that, I would love to sell to white people because I could charge the white person more and they'll pay for it for real. You charge them 100% more. If it's 100, it's 200 for you because you're white and they still gonna pay for it.
And so, being a black man and being into the blackness, didn't it bother you that you were helping to kill black people or destroy black people with cocaine?
I mean, at first, when cocaine came around and the disco era, wasn't nobody tripping, huh? Wasn't nobody tripping, huh? No. Then when they came around and said, then when Reagan came in and Barbara Nancy Reagan, and said just say no. Right. Those 3 words right there. Yeah. Now it's a black issue now. We're gonna switch the vibe from disco baby. Let's go to do the disco baby and dancing to the fast get the yayo. And then it was like, hold up, wait a minute, all right, now we're gonna switch and make a black thing. Don't just don't say no. Now they kicking in black doors in black neighborhoods, taking black fathers.
But I'm just asking, as a black man, I'm asking though, as a black man into the blackness, it didn't bother you that it wasn't a white man selling this to the blacks?
Nah,
it was you.
I didn't care at the time.
You did not care.
Now when I did the research, I said, damn, that's why I didn't care though. Like, it's like you just, I didn't care.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't that like amazing?
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
So do you still do any drugs at all now?
Nah.
You don't smoke pot?
Of course.
Are you high now?
Of course.
You look like you high.
Of course.
Your eyes like this.
I'm trying to, but I'm focused. I'm focused.
So what made you get high this morning?
Because that's I have to medicate myself. I self-medicate myself so I won't have the anger that we're talking about right now.
Oh, so if you weren't high, you feel anger?
No, I wouldn't, but things kind of tick me off a little bit easier.
Oh, if you're not high?
Yeah, if I'm not high, because I'll be like,
I noticed that, not all of course, but most black people don't seem to love one another. In that they don't give each other the freedom to be who you want to be and do what you want to do, and just kind of appreciate the talent. You may not even agree with it, but there seemed not to be that there. Have you noticed that?
Because we were bred that way from the beginning with the, with the slave masters, and the way they portrayed us in film in the 1800s and all back then, they portrayed us as hungry robbers and just raping of white women and stuff, and to hate your curly hair and to your lips, and to you know, and to pray to somebody that looks exactly like who's enslaving you. And it's been bred into us like that for so long that, you know, this is the end result, is what you get. You know,
did someone, where did you get that information from? Did someone tell you that?
No, I do homework. I do. That's why I wanted to be on this show.
So you read that's why blacks act that way?
I just think. That's what I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think because they're just.
But I tell you, that's not true.
What you think?
Because I grew up in Alabama. I grew up on a plantation. My
Right.
parents and their parents grew up there. My grandfather and his father worked in the plantation. They ran it. Okay. And I grew up under the Jim Crow laws.
Right.
But during those days, blacks were a moral people. They set the standard when it came to morality. They got married. Rarely did they have children out of wedlock. They owned land. You know, they educated themselves. They were forced to go to separate schools, black schools only, but they built those schools. They educated. They went to black universities. They respected one another. But it changed during the civil rights movement when the blacks took over the hearts and minds of other black people, when the civil rights leaders started thinking for blacks, and then the government became the daddy. That's when it went downhill. It has nothing to do with it.
But there's always but you thinking before. Well, let's keep going back to. You got to go back further than the civil rights. It's
right, but even back
then
they were.
It's just like you know. When you look at you got black women wanting to perm their hair. And when, you know what I mean? And society that shows, you know, white women and with the hair and you know, praising the same person that's enslaving you, and you just, you know, if anybody's making it, you feel like you're crabs in the bucket, or you got hate for that person because.
But it wasn't like that when I was growing up.
So you somebody would hate, like you like, you know, the white the excuse my language, the house N-word, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the dudes that was out there in the field for real, and like you said, your family was. I don't believe that they was too fond of the house N. You know what I'm saying? But he was still an N. You feel me? So it goes from there. So and it's just like, you know, but at the same time, you got the same plantation owner. I bet you he not shooting at the other plantation owner. Guess what they doing? They getting money. And they saying, hey, if you get short on N-words, send them over here because I need some work. You feel me? And then they sticking together. Look at the Chinese. They sticking together. Look at everybody else. We the only ones that ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Why though?
Because the financial infrastructure already is not built for us already. It's not even built nowhere. It's built to hold us down. It's built, you know, it's not built for us to get any loans or to do. It's built only big enough for us to get so we can calm down the uprising of the have-not black people. And they'll put a token there like, look. We got, you know what I'm saying? We got one, or you know what I'm saying? That's what they'll try to do, and then just to calm everybody down. But you know, they will never give you that really foundation that they've been working themselves for generations and generations and generations and generations, and hundreds of generations. We just now starting to, you know what I'm saying? We just not you got to look how free we were. Look how free we are now compared to how many years ago.
But Gunplay.
You know what I'm saying? There's people that's you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
May I tell you why it's not true?
Why? What?
So when I was growing up on the plantation, I had to work in the cotton fields, right? So I would be one of the guys that would be hating it.
And now, what year is this?
I in the 60s,
in the
50s and 60s.
Now, when you work the
70s.
cotton fields, that's because that's still a market. It still makes money. It's still a $1 billion industry at the time, right? But now people, I know about that. Now people, you had black people owning the whole thing, and you had white people picking cotton as well. Am I right or am I wrong?
Right.
Around the same time, right?
Right.
So now it's about business. But right before that, people didn't even know that there was. What?
But in the beginning, black people didn't own the plantation.
Of course not. Of course not.
But let me tell you this. And so we had a big white house that the Comers who owned the plantation I lived in, right?
Yeah.
When they would come, the house people had to go up and clean it and get it ready and take care of them. But we didn't look down on them as so-called N-words and all
but
that.
That's now. That's now. But that's not when it was like it was some real ish going on. This is when y'all was able to, when we were able to own them.
They made that up in the movies to deceive black people, to make black people hate white folk. That's all made up. It's all a lie that's been made up. When I was growing up, my aunt got married. She and her husband. They had like 15 or 16 kids, maybe 19, and they owned a bunch of land. And they never had to work the plantation. Their kids all went to college and graduated and everything.
Like a boss, yeah.
But yet we were growing up under the Jim Crow laws. Right. It was because black people didn't hate, and they got married and they worked together and they saved their money. I'm an uneducated man.
Now listen to the music. Look at the climate at the time.
The black people were leading the way with morality. We thought that white people were the worst when it comes to morality at the time, right? And white people respected black people because they got married. They weren't having abortions. They weren't hating white people. That only started when the Civil Rights Movement started. And they broke up the homes. And that's why blacks are so screwed up today.
That's what you think?
I know, that's what I know for a fact. Do you read?
Now it gets down to morality. If you got a younger if you got the big networks, all the music networks, all the video networks, if they're allowing certain things to go through, if they're pushing certain agendas on air and stuff like that, it's gonna break down more than just the black population. And then that's a whole nother.
But not if you have a good family. Have you ever heard of Tuskegee Institute?
Absolutely.
And Booker T. Washington founded that.
Okay.
And he was born enslaved, right? They sold his family. He went through hell, but the one thing he did not do was to hate. He did not hate. He knew it was good and evil in all generations. And so he met good white folks and bad and good black folks who helped him. He went on and founded Tuskegee Institute.
Right.
And people helped him because he didn't have the hate in his heart, because at that time, black people didn't have hatred in their hearts. Black people are very, very angry right now. And you know why? Do you know why?
Why?
But you do agree that they're angry, right?
Yeah, of course.
Do you know why?
No, let me see why. You tell me. You tell me, because I don't know why.
They hate their mothers.
They hate their mothers.
Black men and women hate their mothers, and they yearn for the fathers.
Because they're not there.
The mother have screwed them up, and the worst thing that can happen to a child.
How did the mother screw them up?
By being impatient with them, by imposing her will on them, by, in some cases, turning them away from the fathers.
You're right.
And when the worst thing that can happen to a child, male or female, never mind the color, is to turn them away from their fathers, because when you turn children away from fathers, you turn them away from love, you turn them away from their own identity, and they become like the mothers. Have you noticed black men act like black women?
Of course, now that's
how did they become that way?
Now, how did I was just about to say? Now this is how they became that way.
Right.
Because when this is where around the time when Reagan was president. Wait, this is where to start. I'm talking.
No, Lyndon B. Johnson.
Huh?
Lyndon B. Johnson.
No, if you want to go, we could do Nixon, but I'm just trying to be up to date where I was when I remember it.
Oh,
this is when you go back to your days on the plantation. I'm going back to my Reagan 85.
I'm going to have to take you down to the plantation.
Crack era.
You want to go down
there? I grew up
in
in the crack era, in the ghetto, so you know what I'm saying? So like
listen,
in the city ghetto.
Can I take you down to the plantation I grew up on?
If I take you down to the projects I grew up in?
Yeah, we can do a film of it.
You know what I'm saying? We should do that.
Yeah, okay.
We should do that. And then this is, you know what I'm saying?
Tell me why black women are so nasty.
No, hold on, wait. So now, once Reagan came and they bring the drugs in, then they give us 100 years per rock. They take the daddy out the household for crack. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Now they take the daddy out the household. The daddy only has a mama to look up to, an auntie. You know what I'm saying? A grandmother. Right. They're all women. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now they're susceptible to whatever. Their mind, they don't have the male figure there no more. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So that was purposely did like that. So now once they do that, in 1974 there was somebody, I cannot remember names, I'm bad at names, but there was somebody that wrote a book that said there's gonna be in years whatever, by the 2000 or whatever, there's gonna be black men in dresses. People are gonna wear dresses. black men. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then it happened, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because, you know, so if your mind is open to anything, you know what I'm saying? If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything.
But let me tell you, it started before that, though.
But see what the crazy part is what I'm not understanding is and our own black, see, at first it was funny, you know what I'm saying? When they was doing like stand-ups were doing, wearing female things back in the 80s on certain shows, and we thought it was funny back in the day. We was so like, oh, this is funny. I'm not gonna name the characters, or I'm not gonna name the characters or the shows.
Right.
But this is what happened. So at first it was funny. You know what I'm saying? And then the pants start sagging lower. Now they got out the pants and jumped into a dress. And then now they put them on the biggest networks that they can find and make their whole life, their whole career is based on when you look at that man.
Right.
You don't see a man.
That's right.
You remember him as the woman that you see 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
That's
every time
right.
you turn up that box.
But,
you see what I'm saying? So and then now you got that, and now you got everybody else on Instagram since the social media. They're doing the same thing, trying to emulate them, trying to have the same success. But you can't have the same success because that person is built for that and made for that, and he's the one that's finna, you know. So if you wanna, then you wearing a dress looking crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you think black men are willing to put dresses on? Why are they willing to do it?
For the money, for the attention.
It's more than that.
What you think?
You would never put a dress on. I would never put a dress on. And you know why?
Why?
Because we don't feel like women.
Right.
Those black men who are putting the dresses on, they literally feel like a woman on the inside because, as you know, you become like whomever you're angry at, right? And so they're angry at their mothers, and they're not necessarily homosexuals, but they have their mother's identity. And so that's why they can put those dresses on and act like a woman because they have the woman's spirit rather than the mother's spirit.
Right. Right.
That makes sense?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And did you know that?
That's a good way to approach. You know, that's a good way. That's a.
But you know why this is happening, right?
No, divide and conquer.
No.
What?
Men are weak.
Yeah, now, of course, now.
If men were not weak, this would not be happening because there's an order to life, and that order is God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. And men are Christ on earth, and evil understands that. And so it works overtime to destroy that man. If it can destroy the man, it's easy to destroy the women and children. And so
yeah, and that's what they did. They
did it in the home with the black people. Yeah. Now they're doing it to the white men. Yeah. And once they destroy the men, it's over.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Of course. And then so the ones that's left, they in the dress.
Right. Because they've been destroyed.
That's it. You can just say.
So we need to restore men then.
Of course. I mean, but it's too late because if you say to restore men, now you're gonna get sued for that. See what I'm saying?
No, but I don't care about that.
He said to restore men. What about? Yeah. What about the tree huggers? What about the Martians?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So then they're not gonna be with that. Like it's too late. Fend for yourself. Make sure your kids don't know the difference. So at least there's something out here left that's gonna say no. Men do not wear dresses.
That's right.
Or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
That's
a man is not supposed to do. I don't care how he feels, you're not supposed to do it. You're going to wear these pants until you don't want to wear a dress.
So how does it feel to be a felon?
It sucks, man. It sucks. It really does. It really sucks, man. You better have, boy, because look, if you a felon and you just trying to, ooh, boy, you better have you a plan B.
Yeah. When I read that, I wanted to know from you, what's the most money you made at one time from pimping?
It wasn't enough than the rap money, so that's why I stopped. I started getting some rap money, and I said, okay.
You didn't feel sorry for the women you were pimping?
No.
Were these black women?
Black, white, Spanish.
You love white people?
I love all people.
How about white people?
Don't let me say that on air.
Don't let you say what?
I love all people. It depends if, you know.
You said don't let you.
I don't like the history of what happened, but I don't look at a white person and hate them. Nah, you know, if they disrespectful, if their character is bad, then of course I'm gonna treat them the same way they treat me. But
would you love them?
Of course.
You love white people?
Yeah, I love white people, man. You got it, man. Of course I love white people.
Why is that hard to say?
Because it's not hard to say. It's not hard to say. I love white people. I love white people. White people, I love you. I love you. Kelly, I love you. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Do you love me? That's it. You see that?
Right.
That was simple.
Do you feel bad now that you pimped out the women? Now that you've changed?
No, because it's when you get in that game, you like the girls don't. They're bred to do that, man. They're raised for that. That's all they know. That's all they want is to get with a real P. Now the P that's gonna play with their paper. You see what I'm saying? Now the P that's gonna take their paper and just go trick off on another. You know what I'm saying? Like take their paper and go. You know what I'm saying? Do some. You know. So
does it concern you? Know how the kids become like the parents? Does it concern you that your daughter, someone would do that to your daughter? If so, how you feel about that?
Of course, that's why I'm gonna light a candle so it never happens. I'll be hurt. Yeah,
you'll be hurt.
Yeah.
Because you know that's possible, right? Because you did it.
Yeah, I know, but we're gonna make sure that it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It sure is. It sure is.